Alright, next up, Pivot Mach 5.5. This is a 27.5, 140, 160 travel. This is going to be my longest travel bike yet, so I'm excited to check it out. See if it makes a big difference. And over here, this is what RA Warrior's going to ride. It's a, what do you call this, Switchblade?
Yep.
29er, I think what, 130 back here?
Yeah,
130, 160?
160 in the front.
So we're going to do ride some pivots. Let's do this.
Got the pivot train going.
Yeah. Ride this pivot here. Out there. Do it. Alright, welcome to my test ride of the Pivot Mach 5.5 out here at Outerbike in Moab. As with the other bikes, we're doing the same test route on the easy lazy loop here in the counterclockwise direction. That's kind of the route we've been doing. If you've seen the rest of my videos, same one. Let's get to the ride. Wow. Definitely has a lot of suspension on this guy. Here's another picture of what I'm currently riding. 27.5-inch wheels, 140mm frame travel, and 160mm forks. As far as geometry goes, pretty standard for a trail bike with a 66.5 degree head tube angle, 74.3 degree seat tube angle. So let's see how it rides. Pivot. Well, this is definitely the best shifting bike I've been on so far. It shifts really well. It's got an XTR derailleur, and you can't see Shimano shifters. I don't know what kind. Yeah, so some of these manufacturers hook you up on bikes, like you heard me mention. There's one I'm riding on now, has a XTR rear derailleur. I'm not sure what the other components were, I can't remember. But I know at one point, my buddy there, he was riding a full XTR bike. I think it was the Specialized he rode just this last video set we did. So some of them, yeah, really hook you up with some really nice bikes. So far I'm just trying to get a feel of the bike. So it feels and handles. Like I said, this has longer travel than I've ridden so far. My longest travel bike I was on so far had 140mm forks. This one's up to 160. So you can see me here just kind of popping it around, seeing how it feels going up and over jumps. And just get a general idea of how the bike feels. Maneuver it back and forth. See how the geometry feels with turns and little jumps like that. Oh, it's so much easier. So much smoother on a longer travel bike. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I can see why you like it so much. That being said, I'm finding it's harder to get it airborne because you have to pull up through all the travel first. And then you take off. So it's kind of a compromise there. Yeah. Did them both that time. Got all kinds of travel, might as well. Beep, beep, beep. Here we go. Testing the Pivot Mach 5.5 fun test. Here we go. So we've done all the climbing there is to do. This is pretty much the high point of the route. This is where you really see what the bike's like. This is where the fun begins, right? I mean, you do it all for the downhill and the fun. So that's what I mentioned when I said it was a fun test. So here we go, cruising down, and granted, this is a trail bike, and this really isn't what this bike is designed for, this kind of stuff. It's really designed for this kind of thing. I mean, if you want a trail bike, this is the sort of stuff you're taking it on. Of course, on that day, I was on a short travel 29er, but anyway, back over to here. So yeah, I mean, the trail bike is not designed for this, so it's really kind of out of its element. So that's why it really wasn't my thing for what I like to do, which is more or less this sort of thing. The longer travel is great and smooths it out for sure, but if you really want to pop it around, like I mentioned earlier, you kind of have to pull it up out of some of its, if it's sag in the travel, before you can get it airborne. So it's kind of a compromise again. Do you want a smoother ride for bigger drops, or do you want a more of a kind of playful bike? For me, I like the playful bike. This bike had 27.5-inch wheels though, so it was really good in that regard. But so you can kind of see in the section I'm going through now, I mean, it handled really well. The geometry was good, smaller wheel size, easier to maneuver, change directions. The only thing was just it had, I mean, for me, a little too much travel, because it just made it not as poppy. I don't know what you want to call it, but everybody's got their term for it. Here's another kind of section where it really showcases the handling, and it handled good. It stuck to the road, it turned in what I wanted it to. Pretty solid bike. Happy with the Pivot. Not bad. Felt a little sluggish. Maybe it's just me getting sluggish. There's another fun part. That comment about the sluggish there was just referring to it's, I guess, just too much travel again. It's like I wanted to move when I pulled it up, you know, pop over things. It just felt like it was, you know, I was struggling to get it to jump over things when I wanted to. That's what I meant by sluggish there. I think you can just ride through stuff like that. Don't really have to slow down for bumps on this thing. Right now I'm just riding in Moab. I mean, look at this. Oh my. Chance of a lifetime here. So much fun. So Pivot Bikes, I guess you would say, is a relative newcomer to the scene. I think they were founded in like 2007 or so. And they're right here in the States. They're in Phoenix or Tempe, one of those in Arizona. Pretty solid bike company though. I mean, they use the DW Link suspension with the, of course, is Dave Weigel, who doesn't have all kind of great suspension geometry. And that's what DW, that's his initials, Dave Weigel. Who, as a matter of fact, designed the evil rear suspension as well that I did on my last video, the Delta system. Dave's extra legitimate, same Dave. Well, it's me just getting tired of robot geometry, but applied to a little more than I would like. So this kind of stuff here, I'm going over now, this bike just eats this stuff up. So if you're looking for a trail bike, definitely give Pivot a shot. I mean, they have pretty solid bikes, and they're well built, and good geometry, good suspension, nice feel to them, handles well. But yeah, it just depends on what kind of terrain you're typically gonna ride on. Me, I don't typically. Perfect for stuff like that. Me, I don't typically ride on big stuff like this. So I'm looking for a little bit less travel, but trail bikes, especially out in Moab, this bike's perfect for this kind of stuff. So give Pivot a shot. Nice bikes. Wow. Oh, there's some tires. Did it? I thought it was about that. Yeah, I feel the same.
Wasn't that plush going
down, but I can tell it climbs a little better.
Well, yeah, that's kind of give and take there.
Yeah. I kind of rather have the more plush.
I'm kind of the opposite. I'd rather have more playful, flippy than plush, but I don't have joint problems.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm broken.
Alright. Remind me to eat again. Back to headquarters. These orange tents on the right here are the medic tents, so every once in a while I see guys with bloody knees and cuts over there. But yeah, the Outerbike was a great event. I mean, they had medics and they had shuttles like that red van right there. Lunch tents on the left. Man, the lunches were outstanding. I wish I had a picture or videos of the lunches because they were so good. So this is just us rolling back in. We're going to switch out our bikes.
I've been the pivot. Going in on that Yeti once and for all.
Yeah, like I said, I've been looking for the Yeti, a medium Yeti SB140 all day here, so finally I'm going to get on it pretty soon. But that's about it. We're back at the Pivot tent here. Thanks for watching my ride on the Pivot Mach 5.5, and hope you enjoyed it. Come back for some more. Got a few more coming up. Coming up next, I got it. Yeti SB140 coming up soon. Thanks for watching as always, and enjoy your ride.